square into a rectangle video again, or another one. Hopefully this one I've got things set up a little differently, so hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing more clearly. But you start out just making your basic granny square. You can start your granny square whatever method you prefer to start your granny square. That part really doesn't matter. I really should have a larger hook for this yarn, but we're going with what we got, folks. Oh, I thought I grabbed this green from the center. Oops. So yeah, basic, standard granny square, which this is the most ridiculous yarn and yarn hook to try to be doing this with. And start by making our 4 corners. By doing 3 double crochets and then a chain 1 and 3 more double crochets. Until you have 4 chain 1 spaces. 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh my gosh, I've got yarn fuzzies everywhere. 2. 3. And then slip stitch into, you can go into the top of your chain 3, or you can go into the top of the first double crochet. It super doesn't matter. You do need to remember to do your chain 1. I almost forgot right there. Slip stitch into there, completing. So it's hard to tell with the yarn, but you have your square, right? I'm gonna do another round of green just so this is a little larger and you can see more clearly. So chain 3 and then 2 double crochets into the chain space. And come over here and work a corner, which is 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 more double crochets in the same space. I really thought I had grabbed this green from the center so I didn't have to deal with this nonsense of unwinding it. Okay. So there's first corner going on to the second corner. Just keep repeating this until you get around. Doing 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 more double crochets in each chain 1 space to make those corners. Oh my gosh, this yarn is super thick and ridiculous to be doing this with this hook, but I couldn't find a bigger hook, so, but for the purposes of this demonstration, it does not matter. If I was doing a real project, I would not use this size of hook with this size of yarn. So, because this yarn is thick. And for making these rectangles, it works exactly the same no matter what yarn you're using or what hook you need to use. The steps are the same. on the last corner here, I'm just gonna do 3 double crochets, chain 1, slip stitch. Now I'm gonna leave these 2 loops on like this because I'm gonna change color. Now, depending on how you like to change color, you could pull this through and like finish off the green and cut it right now and then start your next color. It doesn't matter. You change colors however you want to change colors for your project. Yeah, pretty lax with all the knit and crochet rules. So we're going to chain 3, 2 double crochets in that chain 1 space. So we've got a first half of a corner, and then we have a space here, so we're going to put 3 double crochets into there. Oops. That's the problem with working with a hook that's technically too small for your yarn. So 3 double crochets in the space between the corners, and now we're at the next corner, and we're going to start the process of taking this square and making it into a rectangle. So we're going to go 3 double crochets into the corner chain 1 space. Okay. Now, to keep going on your granny square, you would complete the corner and keep going this way. But we're not doing that yet because we're going to turn this into a rectangle. So we're going to chain 1 and turn, and then go into this space right here and put 3 double crochets in that space. And then we have this space right here. So we're going to put 3 double crochets into that space. Now this space, we're going to use these 3 double crochets, and we're going to connect them to this bottom row, to this first row of gray, to make a new corner. So we're going to chain 1 and just slip stitch into the top of the beginning chain 3. Okay. Now we're going to chain 3 and turn over and work 3 double crochets into that chain 1 space we just made. So now we started here and we came across with the gray, turned, made a second row going back in basically the wrong direction. And so now we've turned, we've got the chain 3 and the 2 double crochets that make up our first half of a corner. And we're going to work our way back across, 3 double crochets in this space. See, I did get the center pull on the gray. And now we're at this corner, so we're going to work a corner here. So 3 double crochets. Chain 1. 3 more double crochets into the same space. And now we're going to continue down this side. Three double crochets into each space until you get to the corner. Now we're at the corner. Mark 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 double crochets into the same space to make our corner. And now we're at the side opposite of where we added on our 2 extra rows to start turning this into a rectangle. So we're going to work across and turn so both of these sides of our square have the extra rows in them. It'll end up being a total of 4 extra rows going in this direction. So we're adding 2 extra rows on each of these opposite ends. So we'll work across here, putting 3 double crochets into the spaces until we get to the corner. We're going to work 3 double crochets. Chain 1 and turn, because we're going to work back across to get our extra rows on. So chain 1 and then 3 double crochets into the next space. Double crochets into all the spaces until we get back to the corner. Right, 3 double crochets into this corner. Now we got to turn back, so because this is the back side, we worked across wrong ways on the back side. So we got to turn to get back on the right side. So we're going to chain 1, split my yarn. All right, come on, quit being so fiddly. Chain 1, flip over, so we're at the right side again, and we're going back in the correct direction. All right, so we've chained 1, and we're going to put 3 double crochets into the first space, because what we're doing is we're kind of making a new corner, a little bit of a funky looking corner, but it'll be fine, I promise. And then 3 double crochets in each space across until you get to the corner. So now we're at the corner, and we're going to do 3 double crochets, chain 1, 3 more double crochets into the same space to complete this corner. I don't know how it is where you are, but it is really hot and uncomfortable here, and I've had to turn my fan off so I could turn the light on to record this video, and the heat is getting to me while I try to make this. Yeah, so now we're going back in the right direction. We're on our front side, and we're going to just work down this side, putting 3 double crochets into each space until we get to the corner. All the way down with these double crochets. Okay, so now we're back here. This is our corner space. So we're going to put 3 double crochets into that space. Chain 1, slip stitch, and like I said, if you want to slip stitch in the top of the chain, that is okay. If you want to skip and just slip stitch into the top of that first double crochet, it's okay too. It doesn't really make any difference. So now we've taken our nice green square and made it into a rectangle. So once you get going on your rectangle, all you have to do is continue repeating the process of adding 2 extra rows on the same ends for as long as you need to get your rectangle the length that you want it to be. If you continue switching colors each time, you'll have thin stripes here and thick stripes here. But once you start going around, and if you're just using one color to go around and are finished adding on the extra rows and are just doing a single row around, it'll look like a very nice rectangle. Sometimes when I do these, I will go put the extra rows on one end, and then the next time I do a color change, maybe I'll put them on the opposite side, so it goes back to being a little square, but then you have these contrasting stripes of colors being like thick here and thin here, and then thick here and thin here. And you can see right here where we did this turn on this last one, it kind of looks, it has like this little bump. It's not perfectly smooth there, but once you go around and just one plain row without adding on the extra stitches, you won't notice that at all. You can't even tell that is like that. So if you see that on your rectangle, that little bumpy unevenness there, right there, don't worry about it, because when you go around the next one, you won't even be able to tell. So when you're doing these, I would suggest when you do your last row, just do a plain row around where you're not adding on any extra, so that your finished row is nice and smooth all the way around and doesn't have that little bumpy in it. But yeah, that is it. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about doing this or need any more help. That's what the back looks like. That's what the front looks like. Yeah, thank you for watching. If you enjoy these little tutorials and other yarn videos that I make and want to hear about patterns and things like that, be sure to like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thank you.